Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Otherwise, it's all we see is the top of your head.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
I got one of those blue pillows they advertise on TV
Blue
that
pillow?
holds your iPad.
Hold your what?
Holds your iPad. You know that thing they advertise?
Oh, yeah.
It works pretty good.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
It was at Walmart. I bought it for a Christmas present for my wife last year, and she said, "Well, you can use it." So I said, "Okay." I couldn't see getting two of them. You know, if you order them on TV, then you get two of them. You know, but
Oh,
I couldn't see two of them floating around. So.
all right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it works, huh?
Oh yeah, it works very good. It's got 3 angles on it, so you just change the angle, whatever you need. So.
Oh. All right. I was thinking of using my iPad to show everybody my new kitchen project.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds good. Who'd you get to do the kitchen?
I got Sandstar
Yeah.
over in Punta Gorda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I know that time you said you were thinking about Cornerstone.
Yeah.
Kathy, they're outrageous.
No
We've
kidding.
had a couple people here. A kitchen and 2 bathrooms was over $150,000.
Yeah, they were about $5,000 more than Sandstar. Sandstar
House.
That's it.
That's significant.
Why do you want to invest $150,000 in a $250,000 home? You might as well just go buy the $500,000 home, and you'll have a lot bigger house and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Cornerstone, I guess, does a lot of custom building, whereas the Sandstar is more of a contract situation.
Yeah.
And you know, the cabinets are all conventional measurements and size and shapes, and they just, you know, take out the old and plug in the new.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it, I don't live in Naples.
No,
I'm not out to impress my neighbors.
No.
Hey, if it's functional to me, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Well, like I say, my kitchen was built in '91, and so it still has the Formica cabinets in the colors of, and the hinges are falling apart, and you know, there's things that you know, the cabinets of the base cabinets had a little shelf up in the back, which meant somebody has to get down on her knees to get inside and find out what's in there.
That's my exercise program.
Yeah. It's the getting up that's the concern. It's not getting down, it's the getting up.
Getting up is right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm having new cabinets with the rollout, you know, shelving. So you know, I don't have to get down on my knees anymore.
We still have Formica countertops. We're happy with them. You know, I told my wife, I said, if you want other ones, get it. She said, they serve us well. That's all we need.
No, I got the Formica top. I mean, if I change one, they're all the same in the bathrooms and the kitchen. If I change one, I got to change them all. I don't want to.
You don't want to.
No,
believe me, you don't want to do this. This has been such fun. But I've done a lot of purging. I've got 4 cardboard boxes in the garage now of things I will
forced to get rid of, huh?
If I haven't used it in 20 years, I probably aren't going to use it next week.
That's the motto. When we moved, that's what I told my wife. I said, if I haven't used it in the last 5 years, it's going in the dump.
Yeah.
You know what, though? We moved like 10 years ago, and I thought I got rid of a lot of stuff. But here we are, you know, every cabinet is filled.
Well, our motto when we sold the Connecticut house was, if we can replace it in Florida, don't take it to Florida.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, you know, the things like the photo albums, the artwork that Frank and I have created, you know, those kinds of things you can't replace.
Books. I got rid of a lot of books.
Yeah. Oh, I had a big free sign in the front yard where Connecticut house, and with a tarp, and I would go out with boxes and boxes of dishes and books and Christmas decorations and, you know, all kinds of stuff. And with, you know, and I just park it on my front yard, and by the end of the day, it was gone.
Oh, yeah.
People
Yeah,
love free.
it was gone. I met
Hey.
more neighbors that way that I never met in 45 years.
Yeah, they come and talk. Yeah.
They do. They do. What you got today, you know? Oh, baskets. Great. I always wanted some baskets, you know? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the stuff that I got rid of.
Well, and they take almost anything. I put out an old patio set, you know, table and 4 chairs.
yeah.
Some lady stopped before the special pickup came, you know, the day before. And she asked the wife, she said, is the glass broken? She said, no. Can I have it? My wife said, take it, it's yours.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Sure.
there's always somebody who wants what you don't want.
Yeah. Well, it's like I say, I got these boxes that are going to go to Goodwill. You know, odds and ends, some baking equipment that I don't bake, you know, so yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff. And got to have new drawers, which are going to be wider than the old ones, because the old ones were framed, which meant smaller drawers. Now these will be frameless, so there'll be bigger drawers. So yeah, there could be a lot of rearranging.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, getting back in. Until then, for the next 8 weeks, though, it's going to be a zoo. Yeah, they come in Monday and are going to prep the site, is on the list, and, you know, put up plastic barriers between the doors. And
There goes wasabi.
Those plastic barriers are only part of the problem. You have to be dirty.
yeah.
It's just,
Eat out every meal, right, Kathy?
Well, I got a lot of frozen dinners in the freezer. They're going to move my refrigerator around the corner so it still can be used.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it. So yeah, I've got it stocked up with frozen dinners. And yesterday I spent the afternoon cooking up stuff like potatoes and stuff, putting them in containers. I bought a rotisserie chicken and cut it all up and made, you know, some meals and put them in the freezer. So yeah, one way or the other, I'll survive. I mean, it's not like I could go out and eat now.
Yeah, that's the bad part right now.
Yeah, you know, and you know, by yourself, it's no fun.
Oh, yeah, no. I agree.
Yeah. So
I got a question, a crepe myrtle question, whenever we get around to that section of the meeting. I know you're supposed to let the plant leaf out and grow as much as it wants until it's time to trim it down, because you want to fatten up the trunk, right? So I've got some suckers coming up, and they're coming up beside the trunk. Should I cut those off, or are they going to help?
Cut them off.
They're not going to help the trunk.
No.
Okay.
Because they'll just take strength from the main plant.
Yeah. Okay.
And you want to put the strength in the main plant. Even in Virginia, when we had them, we had suckers on the ground. We'd cut them all off and everything.
Yeah, they're right
So-
next to it, but yeah, there's.
Yeah. They're growing off the roots
Mm.
and everything. So few of them might be seedlings, but most of them are probably growing off the roots.
Mm.
speaking of roots, when I was repotting one of my ficus and I sawed off the whole bottom, I took that chunk of root and threw it in my yard, in the garden somewhere, buried it. Now I got all these little trees growing up where this chunk of roots are. You know?
Yeah, Ivan said they would grow because
Yeah,
that one that
they are
he
doing
cut
it.
from me.
Yeah.
But I buried it too far in the ground, in the pot.
Uh-huh.
What I should have done was left it exposed on top of the ground.
Well, these things are
And
coming up through the dirt.
Yeah.
Now that's invasive, isn't it? I mean,
Ficus, yeah. I mean, if I leave it in the ground, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see how it goes, and who knows, I get, you know, a forest, another forest.
Just what you need, more trees.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you.
I found out that Jerry was asking me a question about his sea hibiscus. So I was reading a green sheet, and I got a variegated one, and I got it in a regular nursery pot. And his is blooming, and I said, I haven't gotten the first bloom. Well, I'm reading in the green sheet, the variegated one hardly ever blooms.
Mm.
They said you grow it for the foliage, you know,
Mm.
and they said it's very seldom used in bonsai. But yet I've seen them down. Weigert sells them. So now I don't know the whole story behind it. I don't understand it.
Rick has those.
The sea holly?
The
Sea hibiscus?
yeah, the sea hibiscus, the variegated. He gave me some pieces. He's got a really giant one in his yard.
Oh, does he? Yeah,
Growing
yeah,
right
they
in the
grow
dirt.
big, yeah.
Yeah. I think he also has one, you know, in a smaller pot.
I'll have to ask him if his ever bloomed.
Yeah.
Well, when you think about it, you don't grow black pine bonsai because of flowers. You
Right.
do it for the shape. So if you've got a variegated,
Hibiscus.
yeah, you'll shape it. You know, you'll grow it for the shape.
Hi, Rick. Rick heard his name taken in vain here.
What? What?
We were just talking about the sea
I-
holly or sea hibiscus. Sorry,
Can you send me?
sea hag.
Right.
Okay.
And
Ivan's trying to get in. He doesn't have the thing. All right. Let me see if I can find it. Do.
Yeah, Paul was wondering if yours ever bloomed, Rick. Frozen.
Rick, are you on audio?
Oh, he's bringing us out to the sea
I
hibiscus.
think so.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same animal, just not variegated.
Oh, you just went past the variegated, didn't you?
Yeah, the one that I air layered from that monster over in the corner. He's just going crazy.
Yeah, all those little pieces leafed out.
Oh yeah, I mean they're like weeds.
Has yours ever bloomed, Rick?
Oh yeah, lots of blooms.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Because that's what I was saying, that the green sheet says they very seldom bloom.
Oh, this guy has bloomed like crazy. Now I've never seen any blooms on the one in the bonsai pot, the solid green. This variegated one, and it's a pale pink, almost around the same color as this leaf here.
Yeah.
So they're kind of hard to spot, and like regular hibiscus, they only last a day.
Yeah.
And then they
Now
drop off.
Jerry's got a green one. He says his is blooming. He gets a couple flowers on it every couple of days.
Now I've never seen a bloom on my green one. Of course, I'm always clipping the damn thing too. I mean, I didn't mean to call you damn thing. You're a wonderful little tree.
Take it back.
Yes, I take it back. But this guy is really popping like crazy. I had another one I stuck in a pot over here. Right. Oh. That one's popping like crazy. So yeah, they're like weeds. I mean, anybody wants a cutting, let me know. I can make plenty.
Knock on wood, I think I finally got two Brazilian rain trees to start for me. Two cuttings. That's the only two I've been able to start.
They're hard to start, aren't they?
They are. They're very hard.
I
Don't ask me.
I put in about a dozen cuttings, and maybe 3 of them took.
Yeah, that's yeah. They're very hard to start.
Yeah.
Now, other people say they're easy. Like Len used to start them like crazy. He said they're easy.
Yeah,
And
he had a ton of them too.
yeah, those big ones that he gave to Ivan,
Yeah.
he had started them.
I've never had any success starting.
Well, I never did till here. This, like I said, these last two I tried, but even though it's like a 10 or 15% success rate.
So that's starting from a cutting, you mean?
Yeah. Now Ivan says you're supposed to use thicker cuttings than what I used. I was using cuttings off my main tree, my main bonsai tree, and they weren't very thick. Ivan says if you use thicker cuttings, like your pinky, he says they'll start easier. So. But
Wasabi hear that chirping? He doesn't hear that.
I don't know what he does hear. He doesn't hear much. And the local birds and the lizards don't interest him at all. I think if you have to move, that's too bad.
There's Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan's trying to get in.
Right, Ivan. He's on mute.
Unmute yourself, Ivan.
Mute. Oh, unmute.
He's also
Frozen.
Ivan, you're also not on visual. I hear you. You've got to go down where it says start video. Bottom left corner.
Better? Is that better?
Yes.
yeah, we see you.
Yeah.
Better?
I can hear
Yes.
Welcome, Ivan.
you.
It's been a while.
Working people, working.
Working.
And we can hear you too.
It's quiet though. Can you turn it up? Turn up your volume, Ivan?
Is that better?
That's better. Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
That's all it does. So what are you guys doing now? What are you commenting on? What's the comment on?
What are we? What were you talking about that Ivan? You said something about Ivan.
The Brazilian pepper tree starting the cuttings.
Brazilian pepper or rain?
The Brazilian rain tree. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just say pepper trees.
No, we don't want any of them.
No, we don't. We don't want to encourage that. No. No.
What question on them?
How thick do the cuttings? How big do the cuttings have to be before you say they start? Pinky size?
Ideally, probably smaller than that. The only problem is the success rate that I have is probably 50%. So you have to have multiple of them for them to really go. Right now is the time to put them in because I tried them in when you picked up those trees for me, Paul, I
Yeah.
lost about half of them, and I had 100 of them. So I ended up with 50 of them. Who's that, Rick? No.
Yeah,
That's Rick.
we're watching his hose.
So basically, it's a hit or miss kind of situation. If you only have one or two, that's all you got. I mean, I have a lot of cuttings going, and they're probably about 9 months old already. And I just ground and I make forage right away with them.
Yeah, well, your success rate is a lot better than ours. So
That's because you guys usually start with 3 or 4. I start with 100.
oh yeah, but I mean, you got half. I couldn't get any of them here start till here recently. Now maybe I was doing it the wrong time of year too. Like you say, maybe this is the time of year to do it.
When you're doing it too small too, that's the other situation. If you're doing too small, they're just going to drop. They're just not going to do anything. So I've been there before. I've been with a success rate of 0 before. But like I say, I usually like to try with, multiple handfuls and that kind of stuff. That tamarind that we're looking at?
No, this is the Brazilian rain tree. I started 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and I have growth on 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what, a quarter?
25%, yeah.
And they've been sitting here. I started them probably a couple months ago when I cut back the rain tree. And they're right here. They get water twice a day from the sprinkler system for the garden.
Who's looking for rain trees?
You are looking?
Who's looking for rain trees? Who? No, who's looking for them?
Oh.
Anybody looking for them?
Oh no, we were just talking. Like I said, I tried to start a few and I didn't have much luck. I got two to start now, so that's enough for me.
But you can start other stuff, Paul. So when you're good at something, you're good at something. You don't have to be good at all of them.
Oh yeah, no.
Try.
What I did find, what is it? The little tree with the little leaves. I can't think of the name of it now.
Oh, that narrows it down.
The holly?
The what?
The holly?
No.
The
I
Nia?
can't. What is it?
Nia?
A ficus?
No, not the ficus. It's got real tiny leaves on it and everything. It's
The Nia? The Nia?
The Nia. That's it. That starts easily. Jerry gave me some cuttings off of his. I left them in my car for 3 days, no water or anything, and then I remembered them in the back. I got them out and I put them in, and almost all of them lived. And they're really doing good. I mean, I think they're doing pretty good. I mean, they still have leaves on them and everything. So
Nia? Like NEA?
NIA, I think it is.
NIA.
They're out of Puerto Rico, right?
And EA.
I think. I'm not sure where they come from.
Yeah.
But again, it's the same thing. It's time before you get any size on them. So sometimes, trying to work with cuttings is not really advantageous to us. You need to get something with a little more substance unless you're doing forest. If you're doing forest, then you can get away with having a bunch of little trees because you see as a grouping all of them. And that's why it's better to do it that way. But if you're trying to grow an individual tree, now you're talking about 3 to 5 years, even longer. In a forest, you can have 1 in 3 years with, all making the group together, which is better. That's what I would do if you have a lot of them.
Oh yeah, but I get a lot of enjoyment just being able to start them and say I grew it from a cutting myself. That's me personally, and that's, you know, if it takes a while, like I got a bunch of them that I started, and okay, they've been growing for like a year and a half now, and sooner or later I'll do something with them.
Forest, man, forest. Do a forest with them.
It's sort of like collecting bonsai pots. Sooner or later, I'll put something in it. You know?
Now, I've in my cypress that you cut for me. It took 2 weeks. Remember last week I said I didn't see anything on it. After the meeting, I went over and I started watering it that afternoon, and there was new growth coming from the thing. So after you cut them, it takes about 2.5 weeks for new growth to come out on them. So
Plus, you started watering them. That helped too, huh?
no, I've been watering them right all along. You know, yeah, no.
I think I've given up on cypress. I mean, you know, they're essentially sticks, upright sticks, and with nothing to work with. And
Forest, forest, girl, forest.
yes, I planted that side K. I put in 11 cypress. 3 are alive. 3 are still alive. So I'm thinking, you know, come on.
Ivan doesn't want to hear that. He's still got 500. He's got to get rid of.
Yeah, well,
You only sell them 25 at a time.
I know.
So I got 975. I think I've lost 25 of the little tiny ones.
What's that?
I lost 25 of the little guys, little tiny.
Yeah, the little skinny ones. Yeah, they died first.
Yeah.
And then they just slowly got browner and browner and
Well, I have 5 in my forest, but I know I'm supposed to cut 4 of them down, but their greenery is all at the top, so there's only
that's what I'm saying. When you cut them, it takes 2.5 weeks for it to sprout new growth on the bottom trunks. Because I was kind of upset, you know. I said, "Oh man, mine doesn't look too good."
But it filled out eventually.
Well, it's filling out now. Like I said, it took 2.5 weeks before I saw the little growth coming out from the trunks. So
okay.
they will backbud for you when you cut them.
Well, I will tell you on that side K, the weeds that I put in they are doing really, really well. They are growing crazy. They love it.
Probably the artillery weed.
The ones with the little purple, the magenta, you know, those succulent types with the little magenta flowers.
Oh yeah,
The place.
Close Lane.
And then the ones with the yellow flowers and the bigger leaves. I think they can be a good bonsai, actually. You know?
Oh, what's the artillery? Is that the tiny leaves?
Yeah, it's real tiny and it grows in like a bunch.
Yeah.
And you can't keep that stuff out of here. Yeah. It loves Florida.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly
Oh
is.
yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You can repot a bonsai and I'll bet you within a month and a half artillery weed is growing in it.
Yeah, that's that stuff right there.
Yeah.
And there.
And there.
Everywhere.
And there.
Right. Exactly.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Rick, don't you use Preem on yours when you repot the plants?
No, I use that stuff, which we still have plenty of as a club.
What's Preem?
It's similar to Preen, but it's the HO2, right? Is that what it's called, Ivan?
Yeah.
And we picked up a mess of it way back when, and I still have probably 2 gallons of it here. We divvy it out to people that use it. But yeah,
Preem or Preem?
No, you can use Preem, which is a combination, but this is I put it on this stuff yesterday, the little yellow flakes there. and it's a pre-emergent herbicide, so that it kills everything before it has a chance to come out. I probably should have used it on that guy, but it's a little late.
Does it hurt the growth of the tree at all?
Not at all.
Well, the advantage of only having 10 plants is any little weed that starts coming up is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's when you have a few extra that sometimes that helps.
you forget or gets away from you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
when
don't
it's-
know. I don't know nothing about it, having extra plants. All of mine under control.
Yeah, you have the very limited collection.
Actually, I just found.
Ivan, I can give you some
found out that
cuttings.
There is a what flavor? No, I'm gonna be getting probably about 25 ilexes, all of them probably 25 years old. They're coming
Can't
out
hear you.
in the near future.
Speak up, Ivan.
Ilexes coming out. I have
Ilex?
ilexes. They're gonna be coming out in ilexes in the near future.
Are you digging them?
I got probably 25 of I don't know yet. I'll be working on this house, and I know the landscaper talked to me, and I asked him, say, you gonna take those out? He said, probably. I said, okay, let me know. It's gotta be 25 or 30 of them. They're all gonna
Wow.
be in 15 to
Hey,
30
Wayne.
gallon containers. Yeah, they're big ones, but out of the 15 or 25, I suspect probably going to be 2 out of 3 will live, and some will not. So we'll see. I've been pretty good at it.
These
I mean,
little
I do
round
lose one
balls
every
in
now
here.
and then.
There's somebody's getting rid of
Not too
some.
bad.
You know, these ilex.
Talk about ilexes being
Yeah.
the size of a tin can.
Hmm.
They're going to be big. Yeah, they're nice ones.
What do you do about ilex when whole branches just die off? I've got 5 in my front yard, and every now and then, whole section of the bush just dies
Right.
off.
I know.
Yeah.
You do this, you carve it.
No, thank you. I mean, I don't want to do that.
Is this near a sidewalk, perhaps? Where a dog might walk by and,
No.
or a cat even?
Yeah, I have them in the front, and they're all kind of rounded and going, nicely shaped, and everything was doing fine. And then whole sections of the whole bush just. So last year I cut them right down, and
You don't have
they've
you don't have
grown
mold,
up.
do you?
Yeah, the new stuff has grown up through the dead stuff, and they're now. But I could see cases of it still dying out, and I don't know why it's dying out.
Don't have rabbits in there, do you?
Rabbits,
Yeah.
little ones to get underneath.
How about mold?
Of course, I have moles. I also have an armadillo burrow underneath them, but that burrow has been there for 20 years, and so have the bushes. So I don't think the burrow is doing anything.
I mean, there's a branch right there that just died for no reason.
Right.
On this one. Could be, the natural progression of it. I don't know.
What kind of ilex is it, Kathy?
Green. I don't know. It's ilex. What do I know?
So this is the shilling, the vomitoria shilling. Does that look like that?
Yeah, that's what they are.
Is it? Okay.
A lot of people grow that Buford hollies down here. They're one holly that grows down here. My neighbor has some in his house. And they
one.
grow, and they will. I've seen them get branch die back too. But
That's that one that it gets a red berry, plus it has a point on it.
Yeah, it has a point on it. Yeah.
Yeah, we used
Buford,
to plant.
Buford hollies.
We used to plant those when I was landscaping.
Yeah.
You're right. They like them down here.
Yeah, they grow down here. And I've seen the shillings. They've got. I've seen some big ones down by our post office. Oh, they're fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, when they're, like alive, they look full.
Yeah, full and everything.
Yeah.
If they're the Buford, you might try thinning them out so they get more air circulation through them. And like a boxwood, that's what you have to do with a boxwood too. You have to thin them out so they get more air circulation so they don't get diseased.
Huh.
So.
Oh, goody.
And if you really want to splurge, you could probably try some Bayer 3-in-1, disease control on them and everything. They might. Have you ever checked for mites on them?
No.
Yeah, take a piece of white paper and just hold it under the branch and shake the branch and see if things fall down.
Yeah.
How about a fungus with all the rain?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It could be a fungus too. That's why you thin them out, and you could spray them with some kind of fungus control too. That 3-in-1 has it all in it. Bayer 3-in-1 has insects, disease, and mite control on it. So that's what I like. Especially when you don't know what's affecting it.
So it's what's called 3-in-1.
Yeah, Bayer 3-in-1, insect, disease, and mite control.
I think Bayer is changing its name, so it might be under a different name. I forget what the new name is.
It's still Bayer, but it's Bayer Advanced now or something. A French company bought it, but that happened about 2 years ago. So.
Yeah, they're starting to change their labels, I think.
Yeah.
So the label still looks the same, but the name's different.
Yeah. I could go get it. I'll go get it and see what that new bottle says.
I like all those Bayer products.
Yeah, I use this one for thrips and whatnot. It's a Bayer product, and they basically look like this. The bottle is blue, and it has this kind of label on it.
I used 2 Spectrum products this year, and I had disasters with both of them.
What happened?
Well, one was on my bougainvilleas, and it got some type of it looked like oil or something all over them and just killed all the leaves off.
Oh.
And the other instance I had, I used a Spectrum weed killer that was supposed to protect the Florida lawns. It killed every bit of grass I had except for my weeds. And it was a disaster. I still haven't got my lawn back. I won't use those products anymore.
Fake.
Oh, update on my cypress, on my big cypress. I put the Seagram moss on it, and it turned to a color where it really is attractive, really blends to the ground cover for the tree and makes it look really nice. And I'm getting some moss growing on the top of it, which enhances it more. And once I put some rocks in, after Kathy gave her rock thing, I put some rocks in there and they look real nice. And it's growing like hell. I'm getting a lot of new green on the tree because it's just that moss on top is just keeping all the roots moist and helping them grow.
And that's on your cypress, right?
That's on that big cypress I tried to show you last week.
Uh-huh. So what color is that sphagnum moss turning to? Brown or green?
Yeah, just like a brown. It resembles I don't know. It looks like a swampy area where it's supposed to be,
Oh, all right.
and it's getting some green on it, some mold or some moss, and it's really attractive around that tree. Now it wouldn't be attractive around some other trees, but it is on that cypress because it just looks natural.
What color did it start out as?
Oh, a light gray. Is that tree? That moss you buy in the bag at the
Yeah,
hardware store?
gotcha.
But it looks real nice.
Yeah, it used to be Bayer Advanced, but the latest thing I bought here says Bio Advanced now. So apparently they changed their name again.
Let's see the label.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's what.
that,
Okay, Bio
that
Advanced. Yeah, maybe that's the one I'm seeing. Yeah.
yeah, it's still blue and everything. And whatever you do, don't buy this stuff
Oh,
because you can only use it 3 times on a plant. And it's disease control for fungal diseases and stuff. Don't waste your money because down here you got to do it every 15 days the whole growing season. After I opened up the package and everything, it says only use 3 times per year. So don't waste your money on that stuff.
wouldn't using it less be more of an advantage?
Excuse me?
Wouldn't using it less be more of an advantage to, if it lasts?
No, it's systemic, so it goes into the plant, and you can only use it 3 times per year, and you're supposed to use it every 14 days. That's great if you probably lived in a cool area, where fungal diseases aren't a problem all the time. But down here, where it's a problem all the time, you're spraying the plants all the time, so you can only use it 3 times. You're better off with Immunox if you got fungal problems, because Immunox you can use all the time, every 15 days. There's no limit on it.
Doesn't that also lend credence to the theory of having a well-draining soil?
What, for fungal problems?
Yeah, I mean, if your soil drains well, then it's
Well,
not
no,
going to be...
it's the humidity in the air it's the dampness here that causes all these fungal problems here. Because it's always so damp and humid.
But the fungus gets in on the roots, does it not?
Well, no, it gets on the leaves most of the time.
Oh, see, I have never noticed that.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
how do you recognize that you have a fungus problem then? What do the leaves do?
you get patches of funny looking brown spots on it or something. You might get rust on it. It's this rust that you can wipe off and everything. Plumerias get a lot of rust.
Does that look like fungus issues? This is a wisteria.
Yeah, look
I
at
don't
one leaf there.
That looks like you got burned, man. Too much sun.
The new ones coming out look great, but the other ones are bad.
Yeah.
This is Skip's wisteria, which I have sitting in the shade underneath all these guys right now. And that's, I guess the fresh is coming out nice. So that's probably just sunburn.
Yeah.
I should have put some SPF 50 on it, huh?
That's correct.
Fungal problems are usually like patches on the leaves, and they might be circles with dark rings in them or something, or patches all over the leaves.
I think you ought to do a lesson for us one weekend about fungus and how to recognize it. Mr. Master Gardener.
No.
why not?
Yeah.
That's about my extent of knowledge is right there. So,
Well, your extent of knowledge is more than our extent of knowledge.
Well.
So,
but like I said, the 3-in-1 is good because that does everything.
3-in-1 oil is
And
good too.
it's
Mhm.
excuse me.
3-in-1 oil is very good too.
No, you can't use neem oil down here in the summertime.
yeah.
3-in-1 oil.
Oh no, you can't use that either. You do. Come on, Rick. You're gonna kill everything.
Well, I'm not going to use it on that. I'll use it on my sewing machine, and
Yeah, your sewing
Yeah, it
machine.
prevents
Right.
rust, right?
yeah. Well, it does it all.
Oh,
3-in-1.
right. Oh, you're trying to be funny. What I said about rust, huh?
I'm trying.
Just sprayed everything with 3-in-1.
I like drinking bleach so you can get no virus.
How about shining a light on it? Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't have a problem. I drown everything. Fungus, diseases, ants, cockroaches, everything gets drowned. Everything's on wet feet, just about.
Mm.
Easier.
Mm.
Just let it drown.
Let it drown. Oh,
I'm going to be Zooming this afternoon with the Bonsai Supply people. Adam Levine is doing a course on dwarf jades, the Portulacaria. And I'm looking forward to it. I've got one that, I mean, it's doing okay, but I think I really don't know that much about them. So I'm hoping to learn a little something. It is $20 for the session, but it's going to be about 2 hours long. And I didn't really think that was that bad to get good information. It's like signing up for a class.
Mm.
And where's mine? Mine's in somewhere. Yeah, there's mine. I think I could use some guidance on this guy, and I really don't know what to do. I just keep pruning it. I don't know if anybody out there, I know a lot of you guys do the dwarf jades.
I got a nice big one.
I've got two.
Got a lot of leaves from bottom all the way up.
Mm. I got two littler ones.
hey, Rick, you want to give
Well,
some,
I'm just throwing that.
want to provide some more information for this
I would-
program?
Yeah, go to the bonsaisupply.com, and it's their website, and you can sign up for the class. They have all kinds of classes, actually, Zoom type classes. And Adam Levine does some of them, and they get people, they're out of Fort Lauderdale, so they get people from all over the state to do these things. And I've never done it before, but I'm going to try this and see how it works out. And sometimes it's nice just to get your face out there so that when you ask questions in the future, they say, oh, yeah, that's that guy. Oh, yeah, okay.
Mm.
He's an idiot, but we'll answer his question anyway. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get some advice on this guy. That's at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Like I say, it's $20. They have a secure pay system on there. And, and here's that. I painted this last week, Susan. You can see the difference that the painting does on it.
Mm-hmm.
It really
Yes.
makes it.
Yeah,
It really makes it pop.
Yeah.
Let me get it from the other side here.
It lost the yellow color too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it jumps out a little bit more. I mean, you still get some black grain work going on in there, but it jumps out from the live, and the live gets more exposed, and so yeah, it looks good.
It also kills
Once
any
again,
mold or something that might be developing on the dead wood. Yeah.
It does that. It helps the little hardener kind of effect on it. The insects don't care for it.
No.
This is the Nia.
Hmm.
My phone was getting hot over there, so I had to get up and move around.
I want to remind you, Shofu members, that Tuesday at 6 o'clock, Shofu is having their meeting. And okay, who's the guy who's doing the demo?
Jason Osborne.
Yes. And I don't know if you guys noticed in the newspaper that Jason Osborne was up for Teacher of the Year award contest. He didn't win it, but he was one of, I think, 9 people who had been nominated for Teacher of the Year award.
Well, it's an honor just to get nominated.
Oh yeah, yeah. His picture was in the paper, and
He's
so
a good
yeah,
teacher. We've
But-
attended some of his classes before, and he is a good teacher.
yeah, he is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does extremely well with that culinary class that he runs over at Charlotte Botech.
Yep.
And my daughter took that out of high school. She was a different instructor at that time, but she really loved the class, and now she's a banker. Yeah, I don't know.
My son went to Tech High School for auto mechanics, became a state trooper, and now he's doing iron work.
Okay, it's all about the discipline, right?
Yeah. What discipline at that age?
All right, let me get back to my dewiring, and I will. And you're more than free to nominate me for losing my bonsai card, but I'm dewiring, and as you can see, this thing it grew and goes so full one night, and I'd peek in it like at these over here. I mean, they look fine. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's good to go. It's good to go. Then when I get up close, damn! I mean, you can see how it's scarred. So, fair warning: when you wire tropicals, you need to keep a much closer eye on them than I do. With that teeny wire in there, I don't know if you can see it biting in. And I repotted it at the same time that I put the wire on. I see over here on this side, not so bad, but I'll take that off too, and then rewire here today.
The advantages of using tie downs versus wiring.
Yeah, but you can't get those nice.
Right, you can't get the movement, and yeah, you're right.
But you're right. I mean, to bring this down, and I may run some wire underneath the bottom of the pot and do some tie down work there, because you're right, that works. To bring it down like that, that's great.
Yeah, right.
But I still want my in there, so I'm going to have to do something. And when I do rewire it, I'll put the wire in the opposite direction. I won't lay down in the same hole that I've grown in there.
It's also the advantage of the clip and grow process versus wiring.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Slower. It's slower, but it's a lot less damaging.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else have anything else they want to say?
How about instead of using wire for tie down, how about nylon twine or something?
Or nylons.
Anything for tie down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You can use anything for tie down.
Yeah.
I use that really thin bonsai wire because it's cheap. You know, I mean, it's sold by weight and not by length. So, you know, you get a ton of it for the same price. You get, you know, smaller amounts of the heavier stuff.
Kind of reminds me of something, again, my cypress forest. It had a lot of roots coming out, and there were too many, and Ivan suggested cutting them off or making them go down into the dirt. So I didn't want to cut them. So
I would make them go down.
Yeah, so I took
during the summer, because it would bleed. Cypress would bleed to death sometimes if you cut the root.
I didn't know that. Wow. So anyway, I took a broccoli wrapper, you know, the tie. It's tied with paper on it. I don't have any wire, so I just wrapped those around to keep it down. How long do I need to leave that on there? Because I can't really see.
Yeah.
If the roots are going to stay down or if they're going to pop back up.
I used sections of stockings, you know, nylon stockings that I don't wear down here.
Mm-hmm.
It's sitting in the drawer for 20 years. And I cut sections and just wrap that around so that will expand if the roots expand. But, you know, all I've got is 3 trees that have survived of the 11 I put in. So I don't know if that was not a good idea or what. So
I guess I could use fabric of any kind, really.
If you use something like raffia, which is something that they would use a lot because it decays on its own.
Yeah, I thought I had some of that, but I couldn't find it.
Go to Michael's
Okay.
hobby shop and
Mhm.
you can buy raffia there.
Okay.
Craft.
You talk about roots. I repotted this ficus. I'm not sure what kind it is, ficus, and it had a lot of these aerial roots. And I saw someone do this on online. I think it was one of the Central Florida members, but they use little ties, cable ties, and all the roots that are coming close together, they cable them together so that eventually they'll become one big root. And I thought, well, that's a clever idea. And I guess you could do the same thing as you were saying, like with the raffia. You could wrap them with raffia and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like air roots. This had a ton of them, and I pulled a lot of them off and saved a few. But I thought I'd try this and see how that worked out. It's a little tip to pass on there.
Mm.
Interesting idea.
Why would you want a big root instead of having several little ones?
No, since I want, yeah, I like a thick one.
Well, eventually they get thicker.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but this
Once
is
they
this
get
is
down to the
faster.
ground, it's getting them into the ground. That's the you know,
Well,
they've
that's
got,
where the straw comes in.
then you have a very straight root, which doesn't look
Yeah.
very good.
They're very fragile. That's the problem with those guys.
Yeah.
They're very, very fragile.
Mm.
I mean, you touch them and they break. Wow. So the trick is if you're trying to wrap 2 or 3 of them together, God, you're probably gonna end up with none because you're gonna break them. They're like hair thin, and the hair is actually stronger than the root. Those things are so brittle they just like break apart.
Mm.
Done
I
in
understand
any time.
you can get more air roots if the plant becomes pot bound, and if you
Water
can,
from the bottom.
yeah, and if you can protect the roots that are trying to come down by shielding from wind and that kind of thing, so that they don't get. What they need is the humidity contained within. If you have a straw, well, then you've got a built-in humidity barrier there, but you get a very straight root. So I had a hard time with that when I had that Schiffelera banyan style, trying to get aerial roots to come all the way down to the ground. They would die off before they got there.
Hmm.
And when I left them with Weigerts in a protected area versus my house, which is very windy, they would grow roots all over the place. And then I brought them to my house and the roots would all die. So, some people do really well with those aerial roots, and others, like myself, I had a hard time getting them to get all the way down to the ground.
Good.
All right, guys, I've got a kitchen to clean out. So.
Okay. It was good seeing everybody again.
Yeah.
See you all next
Hey, we'll
Yeah.
see everybody next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take care.
You will. Yeah. I'll start the meeting again.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.